HTV-3! What's up, people? It's your boy Jatois. I'm here today in Kerbal Space Program. Now, a lot of people out there are building their Falcon Heavies and such, but I built a different Falcon today. This Falcon is called the Falcon HTV3. So this one, well, HTV-3X. And this one is my little pet project. I wanted to see how close I could get to the design. And so, this is what I came up with. Let's give you a quick look around this aircraft. Looks really nice. It's just a little drone. Let's take a look at the undercarriage. That's a piece of art done under here, where the entire body is encased in wing and also in radiator. So that way, I can ensure that these things are not going to overheat my poor little probe core. So, let's get this bird into the air and see how she performs. And so, this is a lot of wing area, so we should be able to lift off fairly easily. And pushing this thing is two Whiplash turbojet ramjet engines. Turbojet ramjet, derp. Two turbo ramjet engines, the two Whiplash engines. And this gives me a lot of power for this craft. Now, I need to carefully get myself over. Okay. I think we should be able to lift off now. We're very close to being able to lift off. Let's get to 60. Ooh, it wants to. It's so close. It's so close. Oh, swerving everywhere. We are swerving everywhere. But we're off the ground. Alright. So this craft has a really low stall speed in my previous tests, and I've made a few modifications to it. So this may be slightly different. But let's take a look at the aerodynamics overlay, and you'll see here, look at that beautiful thing. Very little drag going on right now. This bird is beautiful. Oh man, that is beautiful. I love to see that. That is a design that came together really well, and I'm very happy about that. So, right now, we're not going very fast. I mean, this thing has about a 10-minute burn time, to tell you the truth. It's really bad. So, what I want to do is kind of, well, let's get higher into the air. This one takes Airplanes Plus, and it does take, I think that's it, just Airplanes Plus. I think everything else on here is stock on here. Yes, everything else is stock. So let's see if we can get higher into the atmosphere and see what this thing can really do. Let's see how it really performs. Here's our little heat overlook, so you can see how well that's going to do. So let's get higher. Now I have to be really careful. I have a lot of pitch control on this thing, so I need to be really careful. Now it is a very beautifully flying airplane at higher speeds. So the reason I use these wings up front here is because they have a better heat resistance than the normal wings, which allows me to kind of eat all that damage, all that heat that it's pouring into my craft up front and dissipate it. That is from Airplanes Plus, and I have to take a look. I'm not sure what the exact heat resistance is, but what the max heat is, but it works out pretty well. And this is something that I need to take a shot of. That is awesome. Oh, whoa! There we go. That was beautiful. Okay, now we lost a lot of speed, and we're currently... Alright, let's take a look. Even though it's showing that we don't have much drag going on, it's still slowing down significantly in comparison to the first design that I have, which I can show you here in a moment. And we'll see how well that design does. Right now, this radiator is still working. It's doing its thing. I'll give it credit, but we are not going very fast. Let's get up a little higher. See how our engine's doing. Fuel flow. Let's take a look at our intakes. Intakes. We're gonna pin that up there. So I need to be able to ensure that I have enough air coming to these engines. So we're also gonna take this out here and pin that, so we can see how well we're doing. All right. So let's flatten out, accelerate forward. I think we're out of the beneficial zone here because we're starting to lose a lot of thrust. There we go. There's our thrust jumping back up. There we go. So far it's taking us about 8 minutes and we can actually see the other continent here. That is not exactly fast. I've been able to make that trip in less time than that. So this modification design, the modification to this design, I will actually consider a failure because 1, it slowed us down. 2, we didn't really get any gains out of it because we weren't really overheating exceptionally bad in the previous version. And 3, well, even though there's no additional drag, the additional weight, I suppose, or just the minuscule amount of drag may be affecting us. I'm not fully sure. But we didn't even get close to our top speed of the first version of this craft. So I am going to actually go back, load up the original version that I created, and we'll take a look and see how well that one performs in the air opposed to this one. So let's take a look. Let's see how well that does. Alright, so we are airborne with the original version. You'll see here that there is no protective wing underneath. Everything is built on top of that I-beam. And right off the back, we are screaming upwards, which I like to see. And hopefully we can come to a better performance than the previous version. So let's watch how high we are in the atmosphere. Ooh, this one's touchy. I don't have everything mapped out on my elvons on this one. I don't think I do not. So it's fully controlling everything, but it seems to handle a little better. So I'm just gonna leave that. Right now we're gonna cruise right past. I think we're gonna easily bypass that. There we go, right past the 800. And we are in the operational range, operational zone for our whiplash engines. Easily past 1,000. Cruising on by. And let's take a look once again. Now you'll see that we have a massive drag there in the middle from that I-beam. That I-beam is the determining factor. It oftentimes will slow me down. I need a better middle part, I suppose, to actually work as the primary the primary structure of the craft. And you see right here we have a bit of overheating going on. That is what I was trying to prevent with the addition of the wings and the heat sinks, the radiators. So let's go ahead and turn that off. Let's take a look at our heat. That's our heat map. That's what we're looking at right now. And right now, not excessively bad. Once again, I was trying to keep this cool, but it seems to not be doing too bad, to tell you the truth. So let's take all that away. Right now we're going Mach 4, 4.16, and we're slowing down. So let's aim our nose down a bit and dive back down. There we go, picking up a bit more speed. And we're only at 2 and we're only at about 3 minutes in, and we're already past the island, and we're gonna see the continent start to come up into view here in a bit as we are screaming across. Now, this by far is not the fastest aircraft I've built, but it is so far one of the ones I've built that is the thinnest, one of the thinnest aircraft I've built, and it's also one of the more realistic and aerodynamic ones as well. I really like this aircraft. I think the fastest I've gone is, I can't remember. It was faster than 1800, and almost everything got inches from exploding. But yeah, it was a thing. It was a thing. We are at 420. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there that can appreciate that. All right, there is the continent. We are at about 4 minutes out. And this would be a significantly shorter trip than the other version, the K version that I created. This one is actually quite impressive. It's I've made it over here pretty fast. I actually have a cruise liner that I made. I wanted to build a 747 and strap a bunch of ramjets to it to see how fast I can make it over here with a full contingent of Kerbals, and it was about the same speed, believe it or not. So the fact that all this can happen, and I don't know. I know that their design is actually calling for faster speeds than what I'm able to do right here. And I'm pretty sure at those speeds in Kerbal Space Program, everything would start to shred and explode. You just can't match those speeds. But if I push this thing outside of the atmosphere and try to re-enter, it's going to have a lot of trouble. So here we are at 5 minutes. We can throttle down to just a manageable speed here. And now we need to drop a lot of speed before we can do anything significant. The good thing is it's a drone. Since it's a drone, we don't have to worry about blackouts, but we do have to worry about the craft shredding itself as we're flying in. But so far, so good. It's a little red, smoking a bit. Beautiful controls. That spin at high speeds is ridiculously controlled. So we are just going to cruise this on in and do a little flare up. That's going to slow us down even more. Just easing it over that G meter so the craft doesn't just shred itself into a billion pieces. And now we can actually take this thing in for some low-level flying, because with the control that this craft has, we'd be able to do that. We'd be able to skim over the earth, over the terrain, and deliver our munitions, which I do not have installed because I've been hesitant to install a lot of mods after 1.3 release. So let's see how well we can do this. This should be entertaining a little bit at least. Oh god. I haven't done the low-level flying in a little bit, so I may be a little rusty. Here we go. Let's get down nice and get on in there, boy. Ooh. It controls so beautifully. It's got handles for days. Oh, I love this. I love this plane. So yes, it has a lot of control. Probably need a little less roll control. But if you're very careful on your keyboard, I'm actually flying with the keyboard, not my joystick right now. If you're really careful on the keyboard, you can get some really sweet moves out of this. But if you use the joystick, you can probably do a ton better. So, there you go. This is my Falcon I'm forgetting designations. HTV3. This is my Kerbalized version, if you're wondering. And in case you didn't know, this was Kerbal Space Program, I suppose. But then again, if you didn't know, it's Kerbal Space Program. Why are you watching it? Let me stop. So yes, this is just a futuristic aircraft demonstration vehicle that they were playing with, and hopefully there's a lot of good tech that we got out of this, and there probably is, and it's probably flying over us right now, and we won't know it for like years to come, and then they'll be like, hey look, we did this back in 1922, and we're all sitting back going, son of, it got us again. If you like what you see, hit that like button, drop me in a comment, let me know what you think, and I hope to catch you guys and girls in the next video. For now, it's your boy Jatois, and I'm out. Peace. Dude, this thing, think back in the days, they probably think that this was an alien craft. It does kind of look like an alien craft though. I will give it that, because I mean, if I looked at that, I would think alien craft all day. Such an alien craft. Where's my stop button?